All right, guys, little oil debate, and I love everybody's opinions. So for me, the past few years, I use 1540 diesel oil. I use a higher flow filter. I don't use Harley stuff. These guys here, this is a Wix commercial 12 pack. PXL 51348 MP, and these are about a 30 to 31 micron filter. Harley's calls for like a 5 micron, and obviously whatever their full synthetic stuff. So yeah, non-full synthetic diesel oil. Let me see if I got some right here. So I use this stuff. 2.5 gallon jug. But just curious to see what your guys' thoughts are. I just talked with my commercial rep over at AutoZone, and I believe she said the STP. Now I don't know filter quality wise, but filter micron count is about a 41 micron. So I have 4 bikes, and like I say, I've been doing this for years. I just purchased this bike probably beginning of the year. And it had a bad lifter. It's one of the CVO 110 issues. The wheel seized up. Like I said, I only put maybe 3,000 miles on it, and it had the issue when I bought it. But I just recently did an oil pump because there was a clip that broke on the camshaft retainer dealy whopper on the cam plate. Broke, went through the oil pump, boom, all right, here we go. But tearing that thing apart, there was no nothing. I do my oil changes every 1,000 to 1,500 miles. So it's kind of like clean oil when I'm dumping it, I guess. I don't know. There's guys, oil change interval is huge, obviously. I know guys that are like, once a year. Good for you. I do almost 10,000, except for that one. But I almost do 10,000 miles a year on these 3. So, 1,000 to 1,200 miles, filter, fluid. I actually have enough diesel oil, and it's cheap enough. Go ahead and just do all 3 holes. I got it down to my oil changes, doing it myself, using what I use, which those filters, the not MicroGuard, Wix commercial stuff, end up being like two something a piece, 250 a piece, something like that. Now the STP 40 micron ones are $1.80 a piece. Now I'm not doing this just to save a buck, really, because it doesn't matter. But so right now, using these filters and that diesel oil that I use, I am, for all 3 holes, I do it for like, it's $22.50. You got to get the oil right though. With some of the advanced autos closing down, or AutoZone clearance shelf, shit like that, like you might be able to come across it. Walmart clearance section, I'll buy all of it. I don't care, because I'm just gonna keep using it and doing my oil changes. So anyways, for a 3 hole, I've never had a problem with the clutches at all in the primaries. No problem at all. The transmission. Sorry, I got bad hair. I just got off the bike. Um, Transmission. Obviously, it's just parts of rotating. There is no whatever. It's not like it breaks down that much. So realistically, when I do a 3-hole, I am about $22, $23 for a 3-hole do-it-yourself type of thing. Yeah. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Because I've heard from techs that, Harley needs the 5 micron. Does it? Because my shit's running just fine. But I'm thinking for oil pressure wise, I mean, even on my road glide, I'm still running usually over 32 psi. So like the rate of flow, or the flow rate, I should say, not the rate of flow. Anyways, what does Harley need? Like, what is their flow rate on a twin cam? I'm just curious. Throwing this out there, see what your guys' thoughts are. I'm thinking about running it, and the bikes will sound different too. You throw a different micron filter on there. This bike, you can definitely tell. I mean, any of them. So, anyways, just thinking out loud, and I want your guys' opinion. I read a lot of forums, and everybody says poo-poo on this, poo-poo on that, whatever. I was running AC Delco filters for a while, PF53. That was fine. I don't know. A lot of guys were like, "What the hell is that? A car filter on there?" Yeah, it is. That's all. I mean, compared to a Harley filter or K&N, I mean, if you're a commercial customer or something like that, you might be able to get them cheaper than me walking. But like a commercial pack wise, K&N, I don't even know what the cost potentially could be. I think they're like $16 a filter or something like that. And I had K&Ns. I was running car stuff on here because a K&N car filter versus a K&N motorcycle filter. Actually, I don't even know what the hell the micron was on that stuff. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Shoot me a message or whatever in the comments. And I had a 97 Electra Glide, ultra classic, had a big bore kit on it, 96, or no, 100 inch, I'm sorry. I don't know, I was running the same stuff on that too, diesel oil, whatever. But I sold the bike to a gentleman down in Florida, and he said he used to work for Harley. He doesn't even run Harley stuff. And he recommended, well, he says the only thing he uses in his Harleys is aviation oil. Aviation oil, I don't even remember what the viscosity was on it. Let's just say 1040 or something like that, or 2040, whatever. I don't know. Just speaking, whatever. So anyways, he said he runs aviation oil at 16 bucks a quart. And he said, if you think about it, what's an airplane like a Cessna? So air-cooled, I believe those ones are air-cooled, whatever. Open engine type of thing or whatever. Opposing cylinders, blah, blah, blah. So he says aviation oil because of the Teflon in the oil. He said it runs great. And I told him the 1540 stuff. I said, I've been doing that for years. I don't know. To me, a diesel truck sitting there idling, whatever the case, I mean, the work of a diesel truck motor sitting there idling, you know, I don't know. This is 2 cylinders. It's kind of like the same type of diesel from what I saw in somebody before was explaining the, you know, I don't know. There's, I think, a prototype diesel engine somewhere out there. Somebody built one. Anyways. But just saying. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. What are your thoughts? Do you run the Harley stuff? And why? Do you run the Harley oil filters? And why? Because it's recommended? Or is there a scientist maybe that will see this? Or an engineer? Somebody that can tell me, like, what do you do? Like, or what is, I don't know. It's a recommendation. This is what I do. My shit's lasted for years. No problems. I think as long as it's lubed, whatever. But my question is, I'm like a fucking squirrel. Anyways, the micron count. Does Harley need the 5 micron for oil pressure wise? Like, or can I go with, I mean, obviously it's fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making the video for shits and giggles. Anyways, you got a comment, put it down below. I'd like to hear what everybody is running in their bikes. And if they've taken them apart at however many miles. This Dyna's got about 46,000 miles on it. I just had a new 110 built for this thing, and I pulled the old motor out at 84,000 miles, and I had the original everything in it. Nothing had ever been changed. So, and it looked fine. You know, other than that lifter failure, 80 some odd thousand miles, and it was clean. I don't know where that bike came from. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't cracked into the other Dyna back there, but anyways, it's clean. How often do you change your oil? What oil do you use? What filter? And your thoughts on micron count for your Harley. All right, guys. Enough rambling on. I'll talk to you later. See ya.